Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. I got a website for Kathy here at the top. Feel free to check that out if you want to. Did I show her name up there? Yeah, there we go. All right, there's Kathy McLeland. The Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra N. Taylor. There's Sandra N. Taylor. Some websites for Sandra. They are all Hay House websites. Feel free to check that out if you want. Freeze frame, whatever you got to do. There's also Hay House Radio here on the back. And a picture of Sandra. Good, great, awesome. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. What do we have for Libra? How's the energy feeling for Libra? I was trying to not feel stress on that, but it's like, nah, there's some stress. Okay, okay, we got the hidden outcome. That's always fun. Okay, what? Strategy, Goddess of the Moon, and Appreciation. Things are they okay? I don't know. Hold on. There's this Ten of Wands. It's not a bad card. It's stress and success at the same time. It's like if you're going to have a lot of stress, at least you have success with it. There's a lot to handle, a lot to deal with. I feel like I just want to go on vacation. I just want to go away from these cuckoos, and and I want to just go enjoy time on a beach. Maybe have, some nice, fruit and just sit there and have a good day. That's what I'd like to do. But then there's reality. In the sense of, like, in reality, if I went and did that, if I physically got in a plane tomorrow and went and did that, this situation could go bonkers. And if I plan to come back, which I probably would, I would regret it because it would have gone bonkers, and then I have to deal with something that at least I had control of before, but then I went, you're trying to hold it together, but you're like, I feel like you don't know what to do with it right now. This may be actually good, because not knowing what to do with it is holding you back. It's stressful, kind of like I'm trying to solve something, I want something to go better, but what I'm getting is the indecision is very good. Because this hasn't shown up yet, but in the next 2 to 3 months, I feel like it's a general read, but I keep getting 2 to 3. So 2 to 3, whatever that means to you, 2 to 3 months, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully not 2 to 3 days. I don't know. Could be. You got this coming in. This is not fun. To me, this looks very devastating, but it's also kind of like, it looks horrifying when it happens, but when it passes, it may not be nearly as bad as it looked like it was going to be. It's kind of like the situation was already kind of messed up, is what I'm already getting. And it's kind of like it might highlight the storm coming in anywhere from, it says, I kept getting 2 to 3 days, weeks, months. I don't think it's going to be further than months. When it does come in, it's going to highlight what's already wrong. It's not, I don't feel like it's going to really create more devastation, even though it's a storm. But I feel like it's a storm that, like, it comes through, it looks windy, it looks bad, maybe there's some tornadoes over to the side, but the tornadoes hit in places where people don't live, and it's not that bad. Maybe it hits in water, in fact. You know what I mean? Nobody's out there at the time. But when the storm passes, it's like everybody sees what's been wrong the whole time, and it's going to highlight problems. So it's kind of like the indecision is purposeful for you right now, kind of like, yeah, because there's certain things that are right out in front that people aren't seeing, but once they see it, I do feel like that's the time for you to make your decision, because I feel like people want to fix stuff, and then instead of you having the indecision, other people have it. I feel like when people see it, it changes your perspective. It's kind of like, okay, now that they're relating to it, now that they flat out see it, the way I want to handle it is different. The way I need to handle it is different. Okay, I'm choking. Why am I choking? You gotta wait for your possibilities. I feel like that makes a big difference. Because right now they don't seem to be connected with it all that much. But I feel like they will. It's like people will see what's going on fairly soon. Fairly soon people will see it, and I feel like you want to be in a spot where you're like, all right, I want people to realize I'm doing this for the best of everybody. But if it's going to come, the thing is, if everybody's going to see it, that's different versus if everybody doesn't. If nobody really sees what's going on, it's kind of like, all right, I can make these changes, but they're just going to think I'm a jerk, and I don't want that. So if I'm not going to explain what's going on and point people out, that's another thing. But if everybody's going to find out on their own anyway, and it's going to be right out there, when I make these changes, they'll make more sense, and the people will be more agreeable, especially if they see it with their own eyes. It's kind of like when people see it with their own eyes, they're more agreeable than if you tell them. If you tell them, they're like, well, I hope that's right. But if they see it for themselves, they're like, oh, it's definitely right because I saw it for myself. You got this Five of Pentacles with the adjacent possibilities. I don't want to say... All right, let's see. Because I was thinking, is it just about waiting? And it doesn't seem like we would have 2 cards there for that. Oh, Justice on the dice. That's you. And then 5 of Cups. That's my official response to that. Okay. The outcome is not going to be totally what you want. But with everything, it has a cycle. I also see... I think of Libra as very realistic. Kind of like, well... some of it going the way you want versus none of it going the way you want. That's something. How often does it really go all your way anyway? In all honesty. The way you truly think it should work out, how often does that really happen? I have a feeling the realistic nature of Libra is going to be like, yeah, well. Yeah, well. The fact that it didn't go totally my way is not completely shocking. But it depends on which aspects go your way. What part of it? Because I feel like you got the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles. Not the most enjoyable energy for you, but it's not a total loss. And I feel like it's unstable. When I keep seeing this pop in, it doesn't feel like this is stable. Whatever is coming forward doesn't seem like it's anchoring in anyway. Which might be part of it. The things that you do get, you might be like, yeah, but I don't think I can keep them. So, contract, well, I said that contract, blossoming, anxiety. Well, the contract, I understand the contract comes like, okay. How long is it going to stay? Well, why do we have contract and it feels like we have... See, no. Other people might be trying to lock something down, but you see loopholes. Where is this going for you? Because you get the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. The way when you get to this part, you're not happy with where it's going. After the storm warning, you make some decisions, but it doesn't quite work out the way you want it to. I mean, Libra tends to have to be diplomatic and work with other people and try to make the best outcome by working with other people. If people don't agree to things, they won't honor them. And if they don't honor them, they're not going to do them, or at least they're not going to do them the way they should. They'll, it's kind of like, having people show up to a dinner. If they want to show up and they're excited to show up and they are invested in it, they're probably going to bring something good and have a good time. If they don't really want to show up and they're just showing up because they feel like they have to, they're not going to participate at really the highest level, and they might actually bring the rest of the group down. So it's kind of like, no, there's contract and there's the 4 of Wands. It's definitely there. It was face down. But but that adjacent possibility, and then the Magician is like, who's the one setting the rules? Who's the one setting the rules? All right, so it says contract, but I'm seeing rules. Okay, this makes more sense to me now. It's slowly getting there. It's a slow boil. It's a slow burn, whatever you want to call it. It's the person making the rules. I think that's what... Is that what... Let's just see. Let's just verify it with the dice here. Magician again. And then the 4 of Wands again. Okay. Yeah. It's the person you have to deal with that's making the decisions. Somebody else is taking control of this. I think that's where I think that's what they're letting you know. Somebody else is definitely taking control of this. Because on their side, I do see anxiety. I'll show you that card in a minute. But I also see this, the blossoming abundance. They seem to be getting what they want. They seem to be fortifying it. They got a lot of anxiety about it, but I feel like somebody's taking control of this. And I feel like they're going to have more control than you do in the long run. How do you still have this, though? Where is your adjacent possibilities going to lead you? Like, you don't like what's going on here, and you're not liking how this is locking in. But you're going somewhere else. Judgment in your favor, and then the Nine of Swords. Are you going somewhere else? So, like, when I say that, I feel some of you are in a larger company or something, and whatever department you're in, when this happens, you might be like, well, maybe there's another department that would work better for me. If this is more of like a social group thing, like what? Like, I'm seeing a few different social groups, like you're a part of this group or part of this panel. I feel like you might kind of like change your connection with the whole situation, kind of like the way it's going now. Maybe I feel like you might change your role. It's kind of like if this person's going to be the one making the decisions and they're going to be making new rules, there's something going in your favor because the stress level is getting too high. I almost feel like for some of you, you might leave an organization and go to a totally different one. Kind of like, oh, I want to try that out anyway, so this is becoming too stressful for me. So maybe this is time to try something new. This reminds me of somebody who maybe you're a part of like a hunting. I don't know why I'm getting hunting, but I'm getting a hunting thing. And the group you're a part of, it's getting too stressful. You don't like it. So you're like, you know what? Somebody has offered, like they thought I'd be a great addition to their bowling team, and that's fun. It's a good social moment. You have a little bit of fun, do a little bit of exercise, and you have a lot of fun. You hang out. It's a good time. Maybe that's the change. It could be a change of social structure. There's a change coming up. Judgment is in your favor, but I feel like what they're saying is whatever this is, it's already headed for the point where it's going to get too stressful. After that storm comes through, I see you trying to make a change. But somebody else, I feel like, takes over. And I feel like they're going to be the ones who keep control. That's kind of your chance to make a positive transition to something else. I don't see this as bad. I just feel like the sooner you realize that other person is taking control and they're going to keep control, I feel like you can make decisions kind of like, well, if that's how it's going to be, then this isn't really where I need to be. Something like that. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.